Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, some of you may have seen me 4 times this morning because this is the 4th time I've tried to get this right, technically, right, verbally, right, in every way possible. And yet somehow each time it's like Mum doesn't want me to share her story. You might understand why. In a few moments, she was a very self-deprecating woman, so she wouldn't like me sharing her story. But the truth is, today is all about sharing stories and the importance. So this is the thing, and the thing is this. If you've got someone you know or you have known or who has left an impression, a good impression, something positive that you could go and share it today. Go and just write it up any way you like, but go and share the story. Share it amongst your family, share it amongst your friends, but go and share it. At this time, the sharing of stories has never been more important. It's how we get to live on at this time. It's how people have a fuller understanding of each other. It's important to share stories. And so today what I'm going to do is, those that know me well will know that I am quite an emotional chappie. I will cry at most things. So rubbishy Walt Disney movies, I'm your man if you want a tear or two. Daughter's Wedding, cried most of the way through the first part because, well, I was very happy and I was very emotional. My mum's funeral, cried through that, and Dad's. Yesterday was in the Jewish religion, within a year of your parent passing or a loved one passing, there is what they call a stone setting, an unveiling of the stone, where family and friends get together. And I had some words to give. Now, those that you view, as I've already said, I'm very emotional. So I actually, on this day, managed to do better than normal. I got to line 3 of the words. Line 3. It's a record for me when I've had something emotional to say. So that was pretty good. Luckily, I had all my support system around. I had my sisters and my wife and my ex-wife and my kids and a lot of family and a lot of friends, and it was, really lovely. And my sister B picked up the words and said them beautifully from me. And what I'd like to do is share them with you now, as this is the thing today. This is what I would have said yesterday if I'd have been able to. Our mother was an amazing woman who absolutely mastered the ability to hide that very fact with a self-deprecating manner so that to the outside world you just wouldn't know. When she was a young girl, the Firestein family made Leicester their home, and she loved this city and this community. It was where she met Dad as a teenager, where she made her lifelong home and her best friends, and of course, where she gave of herself to bring up 4 very different children. It is only as I was writing this that I started to understand the enormity of the logistics alone. I mean, can you imagine having 4 children at different schools? 4 different sets of uniforms, sports kits, musical instruments, after school's activities, and then 4 different paths through life, taking us to all different parts, various universities, and then to work. You might think that this alone would be enough to keep one busy. Not with Mum. No. Whilst all of this was going on, she carried on my grandfather's successful shop, First's Furnishing Fabrics, where as children we would often go to, how can I put this, help. Our childhood often involved time in the basement of the shop, playing around and looking at all the stock. After college, Paula worked with both Mum and Grandma Zelda in the business, and they also got regular support from Belinda. In an absolute emergency, they might call on Susie or me. Our home was always a place of warmth and love and noise. It was a hub for all sorts of get-togethers, with grandparents and uncles and aunts and cousins and friends. It was great. And as we got older and had families of our own, Mum took great pride in the exploits of her 7 grandchildren, with photos and cuttings of their successes everywhere, and more recently in her great-grandson. It was always family first, based on a sound Jewish upbringing, and we loved it. Mum and Dad married when Mum was 20, and they were inseparable. They learned to play bridge together, both representing Leicestershire. Actually, my mum got picked first. They went to play rugby together. Mum knew more about rugby than most ex-players I know. And they loved to travel together. The holidays in Bournemouth with all of us were so special. But the holiday they really loved was the one to the west coast of America in the 70s. They loved all that was good. They loved being Jewish. They loved literature, the arts, sport, bridge, but most of all, each other. And it is here that you will find Mum's greatest quality. If our father was the driving force behind us all, then Mum was a giant, solid wall that would not let any of us fall over or fail. Quiet, supportive, strong of character, full of love. It was the perfect combination, and I know that all of you who knew her, just like me, miss her greatly. May her dear soul rest in peace. Thank you.